Hello and good evening. Turkish President Ahmet Necdet Sezer has said that the Taliban rule represented an ideology and not an ethnic group, and that it did not come to terms with the social realities of Afghanistan. During this official contacts in Tajikistan, President Ahmet Necdet Sezer said he wished that peace, freedom from anxiety and stability be ensured in Afghanistan as soon as possible, that a broad-based government be formed by and representing ethnic groups, and that all concerns of the Afghan people come to an end. The delegation of the Turkish-American Business Council continues with its contacts in Ankara. Turkish Prime Minister Bülent Ecevit has conveyed to the delegation his uneasiness about the quotas imposed by the U.S. administration on Turkish textile products. Deputy Prime Minister Mesut Yılmaz noted that America was the only country that understood best Turkey's concerns about terrorism and said that it was time to contribute to the U.S.-led campaign against terrorism. Pakistani President General Pervez Musharraf has said that people got an inaccurate impression of the campaign as being aimed at the innocent people of Afghanistan and not against terrorism. President Musharraf, who flew out on a trip to the United States on Wednesday, held a press conference in Istanbul during a brief stopover. He noted that Pakistan wouldn't be disturbed about the Turkish military presence in Afghanistan and said that both Turkey and Afghanistan should more actively participate in the coalition against terrorism. Turkish Economy Minister Kemal Dervish has said that the IMF and the G7 countries have reached a common point of view, which will enable to tackle Turkey's huge debt mound. He also noted that no extra taxes were foreseen for the year 2002 and gave positive signals and additional foreign lending in a meeting of the Turkish-American Business Council. Kemal Dervish has said that structural measures have been initiated by people operating like economy surgeons to cure Turkey's economic contraction, starting with the banking system. He stressed further that positive impacts would be visible as of August next year and reminded people that the September 11 attacks had deeply affected the already battered Turkish economy. Minister of Tourism Mustafa Taşar has said that Turkey's tourism revenues amounted to $3 billion, which shows that Turkey's tourism sector has developed in the present year. Minister of Tourism Mustafa Taşar stressed that Turkey should be more actively advertised abroad and added that the number of tourists reached up to 9.6 billion, which accounted for an increase by 16.5% between January and September of 2001. Iraq's Trade Minister Mohammed Mehdi Saleh has said that Iraq will meet the major part of its basic food requirements from Turkey. Mehdi Saleh said in a meeting with Turkish businessmen in Baghdad that Iraq will import legumes, timber, sugar, iron, steel, and products of the automobile supply industry from Turkey. Following the Ankara contacts of Iran's Foreign Minister Kemal Harazi, initiatives aiming at expanding the trade volume between both countries gained momentum. State Minister Mehmet Keçeciler has received the President of Iran's Chamber of Trade and Industry and of the Union of Chambers, Ali Naki Hamushi. He has arrived in Turkey together with the representatives of 50 Iranian companies, President of Iran's Chamber of Trade and Industry and of the Union of Chambers, Ali Naki. Hamushi has responded to a journalist asking whether the economic crisis would affect the relations between both countries by saying that they believed that this crisis would be a temporary one. And that was the news. Good night. Güzel.